A stalwart presence in American culture for nearly 3 decades, Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos have left an undeniable mark on the entertainment world. To daytime television audiences, Kelly is the vivacious, quick-witted force who has energized countless mornings with her boundless enthusiasm. For more than 25 years, she has been married to the charming and charismatic Mark, an actor celebrated for his compelling dramatic roles and enduring screen presence. In recent years, he has also become her on-screen partner, joining her in playful banter, thoughtful dialogue, and collaborative creative projects. Together, they embody what many consider an ideal partnership: two people who fell deeply in love, built a family, and achieved remarkable success in their respective careers, all while clearly cherishing one another. Yet when their story is viewed only through the lens of achievement and public admiration, its most poignant and human dimensions are often overlooked. The story of Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos is not about a flawless life untouched by hardship, but about resilience forged through adversity. Much of this story unfolded beyond the studio lights and outside the margins of tabloid headlines. It includes private grief, serious health challenges, professional conflicts resolved behind closed doors, and a conscious decision to protect and strengthen their relationship despite the unique pressures of living in the public eye. Their journey reveals how unwavering unity and hard-earned lessons from adversity have shaped them into a living example of a love that may not be perfect, but is deeply enduring and profoundly real. Their resilience is rooted in the unusual foundation on which their relationship was built. According to Hollywood lore, they first met in 1995 while working on the soap opera All My Children. Mark was a newcomer trying to find his footing, while Kelly was already an established leading lady. Their chemistry was immediate and intense. Defying traditional dating norms, they skipped a prolonged courtship altogether. After a whirlwind romance, marked by a now-famous date during which they were so absorbed in each other that they failed to notice a fire alarm evacuating the entire restaurant, they secretly married on May 1, 1996, before heading off to Las Vegas. That impulsive beginning was soon followed by a quiet, focused effort to build something lasting. They kept their marriage private for months, partly as a strategic decision and partly to protect their new union from external scrutiny and pressure. This early choice laid the groundwork for the partnership that would define the rest of their lives. They fiercely guarded their personal space and operated as more than just husband and wife. Together, they navigated fame as a unified front, a tight-knit Consuelos family, almost like a small, self-governing unit. This solidarity would later become their greatest strength. Balancing demanding careers while raising 3 children, Joaquin, Lola, and Michael, was no small feat, yet their strong partnership made it possible. Rather than relying on the glossy platitudes often found in celebrity profiles, they spoke about one another with the deep respect of lifelong friends. Kelly has often described Mark as her closest confidant. This blend of affection and practicality equipped them to face the challenges that life and their very public professions would inevitably bring. Despite their commitment to working as a team, their careers frequently exposed them to public scrutiny, professional power struggles, and moments of deep disappointment. Kelly Ripa, as the host of a major daytime talk show, learned firsthand how visibility could be both a privilege and a liability. Her long tenure on Live with Regis and Kelly revealed an underlying imbalance. For 11 years, she co-hosted the show with television legend Regis Philbin. While their on-air chemistry often appeared lighthearted and effortless, a more complicated dynamic existed behind the scenes. Kelly has since spoken openly about the professional challenges she faced during that period. She was often labeled as cheerful or chipper, descriptors that subtly diminished her intelligence and dedication. Long before the show formally acknowledged it, she had outgrown the role of junior partner. The most painful moment of her career arrived in 2012, following Regis Philbin's retirement.
From the audience's perspective, the search for his replacement seemed prolonged and awkward. But the true blow came when the network announced Michael Strahan as her permanent co-host, without her consultation or consent. Kelly learned of the decision just moments before it was made public. The lack of consideration was startling. She felt sidelined, dismissed, and reduced to a passive observer in her own professional future. Her response was calm but resolute. Rather than appearing on air to celebrate the announcement, she took a week off, allowing herself time to process what had happened. Public reaction was swift, with widespread criticism of the network for appearing sexist
When Kelly
and out of
returned,
touch.
she delivered a carefully prepared statement, acknowledging the complexity of her emotions and thanking viewers and her team for their support. Though she avoided directly condemning the network, her pain and conviction were unmistakable. This moment marked not emotional fragility, but a devastating professional reckoning, an awakening to the reality that years of loyalty and hard work had not translated into respect or agency. Yet this public humiliation proved transformative. Years later, when Michael Strahan exited the show under similarly contentious circumstances, the balance of power had shifted. This time, Kelly played a central role in selecting her new co-host, her husband, Mark Consuelos. What once felt like rejection was ultimately healed through an act of personal and professional vindication. By reclaiming her narrative, she reshaped the show into a genuine partnership, now known as Live with Kelly and Mark, firmly grounded in mutual respect. Even amid public battles, the Consuelos family has fiercely protected its private struggles, particularly those related to health. These deeply personal moments reveal the true depth of their bond. Mark Consuelos has spoken candidly in recent years about his lifelong battle with severe depression. He has emphasized that it is not fleeting sadness, but a serious biological illness that has affected much of his adult life. At times, the weight was overwhelming. Some days he struggled simply to get out of bed, consumed by fear and exhaustion, a stark contrast to the confident, engaging figure audiences saw on screen. This internal conflict took a heavy toll on both Mark and his family. Kelly has openly discussed the early years of their relationship, when she was still learning how to distinguish ordinary bad days from the deeper symptoms of his illness. She likened it to learning the vocabulary of his depression. Over time, she shifted from trying to fix the problem to offering steady compassion and support, creating a space where Mark could be open without fear of judgment. By seeking treatment and developing a long-term management plan, Mark confronted the stigma surrounding mental health, particularly for men. His honesty transformed a private struggle into a source of strength and awareness for others. Perhaps the most painful chapter in their family's life came during their son Joaquin's severe and life-altering medical crisis. In his early teens, Joaquin developed a serious orthopedic condition that required major surgery. While Kelly and Mark have remained discreet about the specifics, they have spoken about the intense fear that defined that period. Kelly described it as the longest years of her life, marked by repeated hospital visits, witnessing her son's pain, and enduring the helplessness every parent dreads. She recalled the darkest moments spent praying at his bedside, hoping for his recovery. During this time, Mark worked to remain a source of stability for his family, even as he wrestled with his own anxiety and emotional pain. This was not a public relations challenge. It was a life-or-death crisis that shook the core of their family. The emotional toll was immense. By choosing to prioritize their son's recovery over professional obligations and public visibility, they were forced to confront their deepest fears. Joaquin's long road to recovery, involving both physical and emotional rehabilitation, demanded the full strength of the entire family.
It was a harrowing experience, but one that ultimately reinforced their bond. Watching their son face his struggle with courage reshaped their perspective, reminding them that even the most profound hardships can foster resilience, gratitude, and a deeper appreciation for life itself.